Alright guys, I'm making this video because this weekend is supposed to be the start of the NBA playoffs. Opening weekend, all the game ones were supposed to happen between Saturday and Sunday if it weren't for the virus. Well, today I'm going to tell you guys what I think would happen if the bracket held up what it was when the season got suspended. So like with what the current standings are, if that's the final standings. And hey, this might end up being a real situation. They might like start up right with the playoffs. So I'll be telling you guys playoff predictions if the bracket is what it is right now. So let's get started. Starting with the Eastern Conference 8 vs 1 matchup. The Milwaukee Bucks are going to sweep the Orlando Magic 4-0. The Magic 30-35. They're an 8 seed. They lost all 4 games to the Bucks this season. The Bucks are like 53-12. That's despite losing their last 3, plus 11.2. There's no chance that the Magic are taking a game in this series, not much to be said. Brooklyn versus Toronto in the 7-2 matchup. Toronto's going to win this one in 5. Brooklyn will take a game. Why? Because the Nets snapped the Raptors' 15-game win streak in a game in Brooklyn in like January or something. And the Nets also only lost by 1 their last time in Toronto. I believe Toronto leads the season series 2-1. Now, the Nets are not very good. They're decent. They're average at best, okay, right now and this season. They're looking more ahead to next season, but they might still have to play without Durant and Kyrie if this season continues. And the Raptors, they're the 2nd seed in the East, and everything they've done is very legitimate. Raptors take it in 5 games. So just like last year, well, we technically had 3 last year pretty much, but there were like 2 horrific Eastern Conference first-round matchups this year. But now we get to the good stuff in the East first round. There are some legitimately terrific matchups. This one, the best of them all, the 6-seeded Philadelphia Sixers against 3-seeded Boston Celtics. And I'm going with Boston in 7 games, okay? Philadelphia, 39-26. They've dealt with some injuries, but not a crap load of injuries. And just only a plus 2.2 plus minus. And they are 29-2 at home. That will help them in the playoffs for sure. Boston 43-21, 3 seed. That's pretty much how they've been all season. They've been consistent, and that's despite Walker missing some time. Philadelphia did win 3 out of 4 when these teams played. Boston did win the last one though, and I think Boston is just a bit better than Philly this year. That will be such a fun matchup. I really hope we get to see that one though. Alright guys, the 5 vs 4 matchup, the 5-seeded Pacers, the 4-seeded Heat, another fun series to watch. They had a brawl earlier this year, TJ Warren versus Jimmy Butler. Now, the Pacers are 39-26, that's just what they are. They're, a 5-seed type of team. Oladipo obviously missed some time, but he just wasn't himself when he came back. Now, maybe the break will help a guy like him when he's getting to just get back into form while time is off. I don't know, but maybe he's just not gonna be like he was last season before the big injury for him. Now this Pacer team, they're just not quite a team that's a playoff series winning team. They're always in the playoffs, but they're in a tough spot. They're always gonna land at that 5-6 seed, especially 5. They're just not quite good enough to win a series, I should say. Now the Heat, they're gonna win it in 6 games. Closing it out on the road. The Pacers, not a dominant home court team, so I think it's reasonable. 6 is the number that I see Miami winning this one. In Miami, despite not making my top 10 teams video, they've been a high seed in the East all year, and don't get me wrong, I think they're a good team. I just don't think they're like a team with the crazy good record that they have. I just don't think they're better than that cluster in the West, okay? But they're better than the Pacers. Last night was supposed to be LeBron James' first playoff game as a Laker, but I'll tell you what would have happened. They would have swept the Grizzlies in 4. Now, that wasn't definitely going to be their opponent, but yes, the Lakers are going to beat the Grizzlies. It's really a matter of, because the West has, 7 really good teams, and then the 8 seed was really up for grabs. Spurs, Trailblazers, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Kings. Any of those 5 teams could have gotten it. The Grizzlies did have a couple game edge, though, and they'd been holding it for a while, and it was Memphis. I don't know. I think the Pelicans may have gotten it, Trailblazers, one of those two. But it probably would have been the Grizzlies, actually. But the Lakers, either way, they're sweeping their first-round opponent because their first-round opponent isn't very good. All right, Dallas Mavs, LA Clippers, 7-2 in the West. Now, you guys know my feeling on Dallas. They're legit. They were my number 8 best team in my other video. But I have the Clippers winning in 5 games, okay? Clippers won both of their meetings when they played each other. Now, I don't make much of those, okay? Just because I state them doesn't mean I make a lot of them, okay? But the Clippers, they're so good. They're literally a 2 seed despite not being healthy at all and having players just be resting left and right. You guys know me on the Clippers. I had them at number 1 in my other video. They're going to win in 5. I have the Mavs taking a game because the Mavs are good. That's why. The best first-round series, the 6-3 matchup in the West. The 6-seeded Rockets against the 3-seeded Nuggets. Oh, man. They tied their 2 meetings 2-2. I mean, all 4 meetings, they split 2-2. The home team won every game. But you know what? I have the Rockets winning this one in 7 games, outlasting the Nuggets on the road in Game 7. The Nuggets dropped a Game 7 at home last year. Almost their first Game 7, they almost dropped, but the Spurs were just horrible. But I think the Rockets are going to take this one. It's going to be very close. I like star power in the Rockets, okay? I believe in the Rockets. At least to beat the Nuggets, okay? It's going to be a dogfight. And the Rockets blew the Nuggets out both times they played at home. I see that continuing. Just like the Rockets beat up the Jazz in Houston last year. Those type of teams don't win in Houston. The games in Denver, Nuggets have a bit of an advantage, but when it's all on the line in Game 7, the Rockets will win. All right, the last one, the 5-4 matchup. 5-seed OKC, 4-seed Utah. Now, I have Utah in 7. They split their 2 meetings. This is going to be a dogfight, too. They had a fight in the playoffs in 2018, but they don't have similar players to them. Well, the Thunder don't, but they can't postpone because of the coronavirus in Oklahoma City, the Jazz, and that whole situation. But anyway, I think the Thunder are good. They've only been more and more on the rise after they started 5-10. So I think the record they have is about what they are, even if they've overperformed a bit recently. They did get off to that horrible start, so I think their record is what they are as that 5 seed. They're actually tied with the Rockets, but since they lead the season series, the Thunder would go in as the 5, the Rockets as the 6. And the Jazz, I've been high on the Jazz, but I still think OKC gets this to a 7th game because honestly, they're just not that far apart in how good they are. That's why I think so. Both of those 2 games that they split were in Utah. Utah won by 5 on opening night. OKC won by 14 on the road at another time. I don't know. This is a close one. I think the Jazz do have a home court advantage, but so do the Thunder, But I think with the Jazz having the home court advantage for the series, they win. All right, enough of the first round, despite that being actually a good first round. The second round of these playoffs, Boston as the 3 seed against Toronto, the 2 seed, in the second round in the East. Now, you know what? I have Boston in 7. Boston on the road will win Game 7. Wow, that's the 3rd straight one I said Game 7 for. And 2 out of those 3 I have the road team winning. Now, Boston won 2 out of 3 against Toronto in the regular season. And this team, both teams, I actually put Toronto slightly ahead of Boston. Toronto 4, Boston 5 in my top 10 teams video. And, I don't think that was dumb, but I don't know. That was a tough decision. And this is a tough decision, too. But I'm going with the Celtics. The Celtics are a pretty complete team, Both of these teams have great records despite pretty injury-heavy regular seasons. And I believe in both of them. So this is a tough matchup to see who gets to the conference finals, but I gotta go with the Celtics. I just do. Alright. Miami the 4 seed, Milwaukee the 1 seed. Eastern Conference semifinals. Now the Heat won both games in the regular season against the Bucks. But still, I'm going Bucks in 5. Now the Heat didn't make my top 10 teams video, as you know, but Again, I think they're a good team, and I think they match up well with Milwaukee, but Milwaukee is so good. The Bucks, I had them at number 2 in my best teams rankings. Giannis is just a monster, and he's only going to grow, and he's already so good. Grow as in not his height, okay? Milwaukee is going to beat the Heat, as they beat a lot of teams. Alright, West semifinals. Utah, the 4 seed, Lakers, the 1 seed. This is a bit fascinating and one that would be pretty fun to watch. However, the Lakers are the advantage, and they won both of the regular season meetings, and the Lakers in 6, okay? Lakers in 6 games, closing it out at a tough environment in Utah, okay? So I see, like, man, I think it might be one of those series where, like, La leads 2-0 in Los Angeles, then the Jazz pull even after 2 games and everyone hypes it up, but, like, LeBron shows everybody who he is as the Lakers win Game 5 and then go on the road and win Game 6. That might be how this one would play out. I like both of these teams, and I think this would be a lot of fun. The other West semifinal is even more fascinating. The Rockets and the Clippers, okay? But you know what? I'm going Clippers in 5. I have the Rockets, like, they split all 4 meetings. They had 4 very good games. And I think these will be close games. I truly do. But I just think the Clippers are just going to come out a bit on top in all these games. The Clippers, they have the experience. They have the star power. They have the coaching. They have everything it takes. They have the size. They have the shooting. They have, oh my, the LA Clippers. Now, I like the Rockets. They were my preseason pick to win the championship. The Houston Rockets were. And I would be very happy if they do. But I'm going Clippers in 5. Conference Finals basketball. In the East, Boston against Milwaukee. Milwaukee in 7. Milwaukee in 7. These 2 teams played only twice. They split the meetings. Blah, blah, blah. 2 of them were postponed. We were looking forward to those. This is going to be a close matchup, okay? Early in the season, Boston won by a bit at home, and then Milwaukee just barely won at home in February or January. Either way, this series is going to be a lot of fun. I would root for the Celtics, but you know what? The Bucks are the best team, and they've played in the playoffs the last 2 years, and they've split those, so this would be a really hyped up matchup. I see this being a Christmas Day matchup next season, especially like if the season just gets canceled. But yeah, Bucks in 7 games. Alright, that's that time to talk about, the matchup. Clippers, Lakers. Oh man, alright, so it's gonna be Clippers in 5, guys. Hate to say it. Similar to the Rocket series, a lot of the games will be close, but I just think the Clippers will come out on top, which will be frustrating. But that's what'll happen. I'm not going to be, like, biased. I would root for the Lake Show. I don't necessarily hate the Clippers, but I really like the Lakers. I like the Rockets. And I like the Mavericks. So, like, I wouldn't root for the Clippers, but they're going to get to the NBA Finals in 5 games, beating the Lakers, a bunch of close games. Clippers lead the season series 2-1. Like, they have showed up when it matters. Well, it doesn't matter, but when it's hyped up in the regular season. The Lakers did win the most recent meeting, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, they're only going to get 1 from the Clips in the playoffs. Comment below right now how you think these predictions are, what's ridiculous, what's awesome, and leave one of these. NBA Finals. Los Angeles Clippers. Milwaukee Bucks. Home court advantage goes to the Bucks. The Clippers in 6 games over the Bucks. The Clippers are going to win in 6 games back in Los Angeles for Game 6. Man, what a series this one's going to be, alright? So it's going to be one of these series where, like, they split the first 2 in Milwaukee. The Clippers go home, take a 3-1 lead, all hyped up. Milwaukee staves off elimination at home. Going back to LA Game 6, the Clips get it done. Alright? Milwaukee won both of the regular season games. The one in LA was completely irrelevant. No one good played for the Clippers. None of their stars, at least. And then, I don't know what happened the one time they played in Milwaukee, and the Bucks won by like 30 in December. Clippers are the best team in basketball. Clippers are the best team in basketball. Let's go Nets, man. Alright, guys. Follow my Instagram, the expansion of this channel, on Instagram at The Sports Town. Alright? It's like, I do a lot of stuff. I do even more than just updating everyone with what's going on with my channel. Now, I hope you all go there, and I hope you all check out my most recent video, because that was a good one. Even better than this one, my most recent one was from Wednesday. It was, I don't know what it was. My most recent one. But I have to find out what it was. What was it? Oh, it was MLB Stadiums. That's what it was. Alright, guys. Thanks so much for watching. See you on Wednesday night.